Days after the three women are reported missing, a woman in Florida is watching television. Her name is Dorothy Zellers. Pictures of three faces come on the screen: Cheryl Levitt, Susie Streeter, Stacy McCall. The report says they're missing from Springfield, Missouri. 10 years earlier, Dorothy's own daughter, Sharon, is murdered. The man convicted in that case, Robert Craig Cox. In 1979, Sharon was 19 and worked at Disney World. One night, she leaves work and never makes it home. Her body is found 5 days later. She's been beaten and left in a sewer just a few hundred feet from the motel where Cox is staying with his family. The night of Sharon's murder, Cox returns to the motel with an inch of his tongue missing. He claims he bit it off in a fight. A nurse later testifies, though, that the angle of the bite makes no sense, that it would need to have come from someone facing Cox. The Zellers family believes that Sharon bites him as she fights for her life. A jury believes that too. Cox is convicted and sentenced to death. But years later, the Florida Supreme Court overturns the conviction. They say the jury didn't have enough evidence to support the verdict, so he walks out of death row a free man. As far as the Zeller family is concerned, the state of Florida let a killer go. Cox eventually moves to Missouri, to Springfield, and the Zellers know it. When Dorothy's husband and son get home that day, she tells them about the faces she'd just seen on television. Her son Steve picks up the phone and calls Springfield police. He says, "You have a missing women case, and the man who killed my sister lives in your city." Up to that moment, detectives had never heard this name. So they look him up. Robert Craig Cox, former Army Ranger, once on death row for murder, released on appeal, later arrested in California for kidnapping and armed robbery. He's a bad dude. In the summer of 1992, he's working at a job locating underground utilities. It's a job that takes him through neighborhoods, along sidewalks, through yards, and past houses all over South Springfield. He knows the area, he knows the streets, and he says later that he's actually done work in the area of Cheryl Levitt's house. Detectives bring him in for an interview. Cox is calm. He's polite. He says he has an alibi. He claims he was at church that morning, the morning of June 7th, and his girlfriend confirms it. So on paper, Cox is clean. He slides down the suspect list. But even as that happens, they note something in their reports: his history, his violence, what he's capable of. This may not be the last time they hear his name. Robert Craig Cox is now the first major person of interest in the disappearance of the Springfield Three. But detectives know there are other leads, other men, other stories, other details that need to be followed up. And as weeks pass, more clues are about to surface.